At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Good evening and welcome to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as we have some early EPAC action here in 2023. The first EPAC game for Spring Mills, the visitors tonight, as they take on the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Spencer Dupuy joined alongside Nick Verzolini for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Sports. Cameraman tonight, John Alderton, Dylan Bishop. Back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin. Happy to have you with us here on the countdown to tip-off. Brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. And Nick, Martinsburg's already played their first game. They fell on Tuesday to Jefferson. Spring Mills has yet to play an Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference game in the 2022-2023 season. What do you take from Martinsburg's first EPAC game on Tuesday where they fell to Jefferson?
Well, I mean, Martinsburg went into halftime with a 40-39 lead against Jefferson, a team that was undefeated in the EPAC a year ago, was undefeated in the regular season a year ago, and returned 4 key players from that team, while Martinsburg, all it really returned from last year was Avion Blackwood. Everybody else had graduated. Yes, Chase Shipley and Shazier Baker and LaQuay Clark had seen a little bit of playing time last year, but not significant enough playing time that you would say those are key returners that we knew a lot about heading into the season. So really they were returning Blackwood, and that was it, and had a 1-point lead at halftime. You know, we're battling with Jefferson throughout 3 quarters of that ball game. But then in the fourth quarter, Jefferson turned into Jefferson and pulled away to get that 15-point win. But, I mean, we said it on the broadcast the other night, and we saw an outstanding performance from Avion Blackwood. He pours in 32 points. You're not going to see too many 30-point performances in a loss. So there were a lot of positives, I think, from Martinsburg in that game. They're probably not happy with how that one finished, but overall, for your first time going up against a team that dominated not only the EPAC but the state of West Virginia and everybody that was on their schedule for the majority of the season a year ago. And you return a very young team and you have a lead at halftime. I think that's a real good showing that Martinsburg will be at least competitive this year. And for this Spring Mills team that's probably looked at as either the second or third best team heading into the year in the EPAC, they want to prove that Martinsburg is that they now kind of run this area and can be the team that comes out of this section this year.
Yeah, and that kind of was your point the other night, was Jefferson was one of those teams that was looking to do that, and that was kind of your basis for the pregame show. I felt like on Tuesday was that Martinsburg's the perennial team here in the EPAC, and Jefferson, along with Spring Mills, really on the upswing.
Yeah, Spring Mills is, a team that has a ton of talent that returns from last year. Everybody returns from last year, and they showed great strides, but they kind of, ruffled the feathers when they came to Martinsburg a year ago in the sectional tournament.
Great way to put it, Nick.
And, tried to make a big point about them not being the number one team or not being the home team for that game. They really felt like they should have been, but they didn't prove it on the court that night. So tonight is an opportunity to prove it. They've never won in this building. They've only beaten Martinsburg once in school history. We were there for that game. It was a fun game at Spring Mills. But now you're the big favorite. Martinsburg's the young team. They're the team with the lack of experience. So if you want to prove that you can win the section, you got to beat Martinsburg, you got to beat Hedgesville. And what a way to start that opportunity with a win here tonight is really on the line for the Spring Mills Cardinals. So I think they've tried to make it a rivalry, and we'll see if it can continue and get that intensity, because Spring Mills being one of the newer schools, they're building that fan base. They're building the excitement around Spring Mills basketball. And in order to do that, you got to be able to play with the big dogs, so to say, in the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
Yeah, that they do, and they're going to have to do it a little differently tonight. Nick, getting word from head coach Luke Samples. After interviewing him, he said things are going to look a bit different tonight. They will not have Keyshawn Cheek. He did not travel with the team tonight. From what I understand, it was due to technicals in the game that they had last Friday. So it's going to be I think, a different team. Although we know, we talked about it, Max Anderson had 32 points in that game, I think, right?
The other night, yeah. Max played well.
So we know he can step up and be a leader, but you're not going to have Keyshawn Cheek, one of your great point scorers so far in his career, the sophomore now.
Yeah, Keyshawn Cheek is what makes Spring Mills go when you watch them play. He pushes the basketball. He's the point guard. He's the guy really doing things for the Cardinals offensively. He controls the tempo of the game. So not having him in the game takes away a lot of the things that Spring Mills wants to do, and especially going up against a team like Martinsburg, where your plan, I would think, with a Keyshawn Cheek-led team would be, okay, Max Anderson doesn't really have to focus on offense here tonight. He's going to focus on taking away Avion Blackwood. We saw that in the Greenbrier East game, what he was able to do to slow down their point guard Seams, who only finished with in that game, he finished, with 4 points after scoring 14 the night before against Musselman. It was really dominating the control of the pace of the game. So now that Max probably has to be more of a focus on the offense, you're not going to – I would doubt to see that he would just be the one guarding Avion Blackwood. But if you can eliminate Avion Blackwood for the Martinsburg offense, it really takes away – 32 points like we saw against Jefferson. It takes away a huge part of their team. So not having Keyshawn completely changes, I think, how Spring Mills plays. I still think that you got to look at it as the Cardinals are the favorites here tonight. They're the team with the more experience. They still have a ton of talent with Thomas and Cheek and Robinson that are all out there. So Anderson, not Cheek, I'm sorry, Anderson, Thomas, and Robinson. But it definitely makes it a more competitive game on paper without Keyshawn Cheek in the lineup.
Yeah, we were talking about that off the air earlier, saying it's definitely going to change the complexion of how this game goes. But that'll do it for our first segment here on the Sunset Water Countdown to tip-off. When we come back, we'll have the coaches' interviews. After this 2-minute break, you're tuned in to West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here in the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off, as we get ready for Spring Mills Cardinals at Martinsburg Bulldogs here for this EPAC Friday night showdown. It's time for the coaches' interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations all around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's, fast, fresh, friendly. First, start with head coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers.
Joined by head coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. And, Coach, you guys took a tough one at Jefferson the other night to start conference play. What did you learn from your team about that game, this young team?
Well, I thought we played an excellent first half. Second half, we had too many turnovers. In fact, the second half, the Shively boy really hurt us inside. We weren't getting where we were supposed to be, but I said, wow, we really got pounded on the glass, but we really didn't. It was 27-23. The bottom line is they turned it over 12, we turned it over 24 times. So, you can't come down and turn the basketball over. But I thought our kids hustled. I thought we did some nice things. I understand where they're coming from because that's what we used to do. You say, well, I'll slow it down. I won't run with them. They double you so much that they do speed you up, and they do a good job of rotating once the double team comes. So you got to get it to the right person.
Do you think that the way that they played their defense kind of led into the way that let Avion score 32? Because you don't really see a guy score 32 points in a losing effort.
Well, it was kind of both teams running up and down the floor. There wasn't a whole lot of offenses set up at times, and then when we can get Avion out on the break, I thought he had an outstanding game. Only turned it over twice and got rebounds and got 32 points on the board. So he had an outstanding game for us, and we needed that.
And you move attention to tonight to the Spring Mills Cardinals. They come in. They had played a tournament last week, but they were able to have some early games where they were able to see some early success this season. What have you seen from them so far?
Well, they've got that's that group of freshmen last year. They're all sophomores now. They've been together for a couple years. Thomas is as good in the area as anyone. They do a good job, I think, defensively with you. So, we've just got to we've got to be able to rebound. We've got to be able to do play our game, and if we can do that, then maybe we'll have some success. We can have success tonight.
And what's the one key thing that's going to be able to get you guys your first conference win of the season?
Well, I just think we have to be patient on the offensive end. We have to do a good job on the defensive end. They really like to set back screens. You've got to switch those screens out. So we just got to recognize what they're in defensively and then and adjust accordingly.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We're joined by head coach for the Spring Mills Cardinals, Coach Luke Samples. And, Coach, you guys had a successful, I guess you want not non-conference play, but I guess, warm-up to conference play this year.
Yeah, man, it served the purpose that we wanted to. We had some tough teams in there. We had some games where we handled pretty well. We got to see a lot of different styles, and that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to prepare for, this game tonight. Like, who plays like Martinsburg, who plays like Jefferson, who plays like Hedgesville, who plays like Musselman. And we came out 6-1, and we had two games that one had to be moved with Morgantown. There, we'll play that later in the year. And with Southern Fulton, it got canceled because of weather. But, yeah, I'm happy with how we started out.
And then you guys go to a little mixer for the holidays last weekend, and it seems like you're able to handle those two teams pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, we shot ourselves in the foot a couple times against South Hagerstown, but they press. They remind you, I think Jefferson's a lot better, but they do press you the whole game. They show you different looks, and they get after it and play hard. They're big and athletic, so it really helped us. Yeah, we handled our business, and our goal was to win every game, but we lost to the second best team in the state, and I'm proud of our guys.
And you move forward here to conference play. Now you'll start with Martinsburg, and obviously last game that you guys had last year ended your season here. It must have been a sour way to end the season. Has that kind of been in the back of your team's mind since that, knowing we want to beat them both times and kind of, obviously you want to win all your games, but it kind of, this game may mean a little bit more to those players that were on last year's team?
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget, we're young, and we haven't done anything. We've won games. We've done a good job winning games, but we've never won at Martinsburg High School. Spring Mills High School has never won at Martinsburg High School, and this team's done well making history. And I remind them, we need to make history again. We need to attempt to make history every time we come here because we've never beat Martinsburg at Martinsburg. And it was funny when we walked in the locker room, the kids were like, man, this is where it all ended. This is where we sat and cried, and where I sat and I was sad, and it's what fueled our fire all off season. That locker room down there. So it was kind of neat to see the kids' reaction. I didn't mention anything about it, but when they walked in, they were like, we got business to take care of. So it fuels your fire. It's a crosstown rivalry, and my goal as a coach when I got here was to make this a rivalry. Let's not lose by 40 every game like we did at the beginning of my tenure. And I think we're more competitive with them now, and I'm proud of our guys for that.
When you look at this Martinsburg team, they really only have one guy that played a lot of minutes last year on varsity, and that's Blackwood. He's a guy that you've got to key in on tonight, obviously, but mostly a younger team around him.
I compare Martinsburg a lot to how we were last year, only they have a dog like Avion Blackwood. We didn't have a senior, and they do. They have Avion, and Avion is really, really, really good. And their other guys are our guys' age. We have 3 seniors, they have 1, but, we play sophomores. We play a freshman. And so it should be. I think it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be fun for the years to come to see our young guys against their young guys. Their young guys are really, really good. And it's typical Martinsburg. They have really, really good, fast, athletic guards, and they have bigs that are big and athletic and strong. I think it comes down to the same thing as always does against Martinsburg. Can't turn the ball over, and you got to rebound.
That was the final question. Any other thoughts on the game tonight that your team's got to do?
Yeah, we got to be us. We got to play our game, be us. But like I said, man, no live ball turnovers and get rebounds, and we'll be fine.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
That was head coach for the Spring Mills Cardinals, Luke Samples. Prior to that, head coach Dave Rogers for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Again, those were your coaches' interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. Before we hit the break here, just want to give a shout-out to Zool's, West Virginia, out there giving some the Mountain State's coolest drink. Zool's gave us some to try for the game tonight. Nick, unfortunately, you didn't get any. You didn't want to brain freeze before the game.
I guess that's what it was. I don't know.
But Brian Pumphrey, you can go to ZoolsWV.com to figure out and to get Zool's at your next event. But shout out to them. We'll be back after this 2-minute break to break more things down on this pregame show. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School EPAC basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here as we get you ready for Martinsburg basketball taking on Spring Mills in this big EPAC clash. There's a Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. Spencer Dupuis joined alongside Nick Verzolini. Happy to have you with us. Cameramen this evening, John Alderton and Dylan Bishop back in the studio. Colin McLaughlin, happy to have you with us here as we get ever so closer. About 7 minutes until tip-off in this one. And Nick, what else is going on around the EPAC tonight?
Well, we got some good games on the boys' side. Musselman-Hedgesville is the other big EPAC on EPAC game. We'll see if the Appleman team, it's kind of a similar feel, right? I mean, a young Appleman team with a lot of inexperience going up against a very experienced and talented Hedgesville team, so it should be interesting to see how that one plays out. The Jefferson Cougars are on the road. They're at Goretti tonight, so good challenge with a private school that is 13-2 to start the season, so it should be a fun one there. And then on the girls' side of things, Musselman plays game 2 of its 3-game stretch here against Logan, and then they got another one against GW on Saturday. So good little 2-game road stretch there for the Applemen, and we'll see how they can play after getting that huge win last night, 51-16 over Hedgesville.
Yeah, I think those 2 games that Coach Elliott's taking them down there for are going to be 2 big games, because Logan is a top 10 team in AAA, and then George Washington's a top 10 team in Quad A. So those are going to be 2 tough matchups that'll help them for EPAC play. And they're kind of main 2 teams are really going to be trying to chase this year: Jefferson and Spring Mills. Spring Mills undefeated so far on the season.
Yeah, former Marshall guard Shayna Gore, she was from Logan, correct?
Yes.
So, I mean, there's good talent there. And
current Marshall Blair, Peyton Ireton, who just received a scholarship.
So Logan always has, a really good girls program. And, even though they're AAA, it's a good talent there. So Logan's got a good team probably again this year, and like you said, GW, top 10 team in the state in Quad A. So Musselman definitely challenging themselves here in the girls' side.
Yeah, and that's your look around the EPAC tonight. We'll now go to the keys to the game. The key to your next car is at Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too, Nick. First, we'll start with the visitors in the Spring Mills Cardinals.
Yeah, I think for the Cardinals, I don't know if this is necessarily a key, but it's just kind of, I guess, how you got to look at this matchup. And I want to see the Cardinals prove that they belong, right? Because you've never beaten Martinsburg, but don't let the moment be too big, I guess. At Martinsburg, yes, that's what I was going to say. So you got to be able to prove that you belong with these teams in this area. We know they have the talent, but sometimes you get used to losing to a school and you just can't get over the hump against them, especially when you haven't won in this building. So go out there and prove that you belong. And then to do that, I think you got to take away Avion Blackwood. He's been their top scorer in most of their games as of late. He's the senior. He's the most experienced player on the floor. If you can take him away, it really gives you a good chance and force some turnovers, get out and run and make Martinsburg uncomfortable, because once they started turning the ball over against Jefferson, it really just got them out of balance. I think those are some keys for Spring Mills. From Martinsburg, you need to see more consistency from this team. Really, even in their wins, they've had just kind of some inconsistent quarters, inconsistent moments. So I'd like to see more consistency from the Bulldogs. And even like that game the other night against Jefferson, he played great for a half but didn't come out and execute in the second half. And stay out of foul trouble. I thought that really hurt them. Jefferson got to the line a ton the other night, so you don't want to be put in that situation. And then play tougher down low. Wyatt Shively came in averaging 4.8 points a game. And because he's a big body and a talented kid, I'm not saying Wyatt Shively can't score, but he poured on 22. And that was a huge breakout game for you. You got to play tougher down low. You got to be able to, keep guys off the glass, keep guys from getting easy baskets in the paint. And we'll see if maybe Martinsburg can figure that out here tonight against Thomas, who, while he's not physical in terms of, he's not super strong, or he doesn't really post up a lot, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He's not Wyatt Shively, who's just kind of a big body that really controls the paint. Thomas can score from a lot of different areas. He has the height to do a lot of the same things that Shively did, so you're going to have to really try to contain the low post.
Yeah, and, we'll step aside for a 1-minute break, Nick. When we come back, we'll get starting lineups as well as your players to look out for. You're tuned in to EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 1 minute, Colin.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
We'll get you set for tonight's game. We'll get you players to look out for. Brought to you by Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, businesses with all their legal needs. Are 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. And online at suttonandjanelle.com. Nick, for the visitors in Spring Mills.
Well, I wrote this down before I even knew Keyshawn Cheek was going to be out tonight. My player is Max Anderson, but I thought it was going to be because of his defense, as I figured he would be matched up with Avion Blackwood. That may still be the case, it may not, but now you're going to need Max on defense and his offense without Cheek in the lineup. And then for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, I'm going to go with Chase Shipley. We've seen now some consistent performances from Avion Blackwood and LaQuay Clark, but you need that third consistent scorer. He got in foul trouble against Jefferson. I think that kind of held them back. He has the ability to have a good game. I think Chase Shipley could play a big role here tonight if he's able to stay out of foul trouble.
And now we'll get you starting lineups. We'll do it first for the Spring Mill. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Mayor's Group of Marriott Prize Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-4343. Start with the Spring Mills Cardinals. Number 3, Caleb Thomas. Number 4, Caleb Robinson. Number 14, Jaleb Franklin. Number 15, Max Anderson. And rounding out the lineup, number 22, Austin Davis. Once again, Keyshawn Cheek out this game. Now we'll go over to Martinsburg. We'll start with number 2, LaQuay Clark. Number 3, Chase Shipley. Number 5, Achilles Whitby. Number 11, Shazir Baker, along with number 0, Avion Blackwood. That will do it for the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. After this 2-minute break, we come back. We'll get you first tip between Martinsburg and Spring Mills. You're tuned in to EPAC basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
As we welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for Martinsburg and Spring Mills boys basketball action. Cardinals coming in here to take on the Dogs. And Spencer, I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting matchup. It kind of changes the way things are now that we know that there'll be no Keyshawn Cheek for Spring Mills out this game due to receiving 2 technicals in the last ball game. So that changes the complexion of what we came into tonight thinking. But nonetheless, here we get ready for opening tip. Spring Mills ready to go. Opening tip brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. They're revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. Out for the tip is Caleb Thomas for Spring Mills. And for Martinsburg, it's Achilles Whitby.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Spring Mills uses its rotation tonight because typically we only see a 6-man rotation. So who do you think would be that, I guess, other 6th guy?
Kind of getting into 7 from what we know now with Max Anderson's brother Xavier Anderson, the freshman, getting some time as well. Tip one back, one over to Caleb Thomas. Caleb Thomas driving down the lane. He lays that one up and in. A 2-0 lead for Spring Mills here. 7:49 left in the first quarter. Already a foul. An early foul on Spring Mills.
Yeah, just 2 easy drives to the basket for Thomas. And like we said in the pregame, he has that height, has the ability to score down low. Martinsburg's got to try to keep him out of the paint.
Caleb Thomas with the foul.
And Max Anderson is face guarding Avion Blackwood, so even with Keyshawn Cheek out, they're looking to rely on him to take away Avion.
Whitby down low to Shipley. Shipley lays that one up, no good. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Spring Mills basketball. They're up 2-0 here, 7:26 remaining in the first quarter.
And then you see Caleb Thomas with his length guarding Chase Shipley, so that could make some things difficult for the young point guard.
Bringing it up the floor is Max Anderson. Max Anderson now trying to make some passing lanes.
5-second call.
5-second call. Be some early whistles here.
Well, you see, though, on the other end, too, Avion Blackwood guarding Max. So, I mean, they are both, right on each other, and Avion's a really good defender.
Shipley tried to pass it to Avion, to Blackwood, but the ball gets tipped away. Is there going to be a foul here?
Yeah, foul there on the pass.
Is that 3? Well, I guess it's 2 personal fouls, but 3 fouls overall.
It's on Max Anderson. That's his first.
Yep.
It's only the second foul on Spring Mills.
It wasn't a personal foul before. It was a foul for 5 seconds. Now bringing it up is Shipley. Shipley handling the ball tonight for Martinsburg. Trying to set up the offense. Pushes Blackwood down to the bottom. Now over to Baker. Baker passes to Whitby. Whitby tries to lay it off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Thomas. Thomas going the other way now. Passes it to Austin Davis. Austin Davis starting in the place of Keyshawn Cheek. We've got another foul. This one on Martinsburg, it appears. On Avion Blackwood. That's his first, team's first.
Austin Davis was wide open for a 3. But it looked like the pass was either behind him or he just wasn't really ready for it.
Caleb Thomas has his shot blocked by Shipley. Going back the other way now is Blackwood. Blackwood is so great in transition. Puts that one up, no good. Rebound fought for, got by Davis. Davis now has to pass it to Anderson. Anderson down to Robinson. Robinson tries to take it all the way. There's a foul. I believe it'll be on Shipley.
Now, how about Chase Shipley getting up and blocking Caleb Thomas's shot? Usually Thomas is the one rejecting people, but Shipley able to get up there and use his length.
Austin Davis's 3 is on the way, no good. First shot of the game brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect. Go to Berkeley County Health Department, or go to the Berkeley County Health Department to get your shots. They're at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131. 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Chase Shipley walks there for the travel. First quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880. Also by CMA's Honda of Winchester at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. Caleb Thomas now the top of the key to Jalen Franklin. Now to Davis. Davis dribble drives in the lane. He puts a shot up, and that one's through. 4-0 now for Spring Mills. 5:45 left in the first quarter. Spring Mills has yet to ever win a game at Martinsburg in their 10-year time frame as a school. Chase Shipley has it. He's going to dribble drive through the lane, lay that one up, score the field goal, and he'll go to the line. Nick, Chase Shipley is really coming on so far this season for Martinsburg, and it's probably got to be attributed to the time that he was given last year.
Yeah, and he seems to have gotten a little bit taller, a little bit stronger as well. So he's going to be a good player for Martinsburg here. And tonight they're going to really need him because Avion Blackwood's being face guarded and hasn't really got a whole lot of touches.
The and one attempt is up and good for 3. Spring Mills with the lead. Caleb Robinson goes down, lays that one up and in, the hoop and the arm. He'll go to the line for an and one attempt.
Yeah, right back down the other way. And again, Martinsburg struggling to get back on defense, to get back in transition and allowing easy baskets underneath.
First shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Shipley. Shipley going to pass it over to Baker. Baker doesn't know what to do with it. He hands it off to Blackwood. Finally see Blackwood with the ball in his hands. At the top of the key, dribble drives in, move around, and they're going to get a foul called on Spring Mills here.
Le'Veon's so good at creating contact, finding ways to get to the line. There, it looked like it was going to be a very tough shot to get off, but he created some space and even drew the contact from the defender, so we'll see what he's able to do from the line.
Austin Davis credited with the foul, his first, team's fourth. First shot up by Avion Blackwood is up and good. Makes the ball game 6-4, still in favor of Spring Mills.
Martinsburg really was in a funk, but back-to-back possessions now, he'll find ways to get to the line.
That one off the mark, no good, so 1 for 2 at the line is Blackwood. Coming down the lane is Thomas. Now to Davis. He'll pop from 3. That one's airballed, no good, but Max Anderson fighting for the ball. He's got it. He takes it back out. Now to Thomas. Thomas travels, though, trying to gather it in.
I think Whitby just lost that ball on its way down, because initially it kind of looked like Davis was going to at least hit the rim, if not nail that shot. But then it hit Whitby in the face.
Ball into Avion Blackwood. He'll dribble drive the lane. That shot is up, no good. He tries to fight for the rebound. Max Anderson gets it, slows it down. Tries to hand it off to Thomas. Get a little miscommunication there, but he gets it back up. Now over to Max Anderson past the half court. Back to Thomas. Now to Franklin. Franklin swings it over to Anderson. Anderson now comes to the top of the key, hands it off to Davis from 3, and that one's through. Austin Davis with the 3, and we know he can be lethal from 3, Nick.
Yeah, good shooters got to keep shooting, even when you throw up an air ball, and they're clearly working the offense through Davis right now to get a lot of open jumpers on the perimeter.
9-4 is the lead for Spring Mills. Now over to Baker. Baker's going to dribble drive through the lane, and he's going to get fouled. And if you're just tuning in, folks, no Keyshawn Cheek tonight for Spring Mills. Did not make the trip down from Spring Mills, as appears that he got 2 technicals in last Friday's game, and he's out for 2 games.
DJ Bordley is going to check in, a sophomore. I haven't seen a lot of him during his time with the Cardinals.
Avion Blackwood now has got to do something, and he ends up putting the ball on the ground, dribble, and passes over to Baker. Baker now to Clark. LaClay Clark out to Achilles Whitby, and is it going to be a travel? Yes, it will. Another turnover on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's like the second or third time we've seen that called tonight, where a player catches the ball, on the outside and drags that foot before putting down a dribble. We saw it on Caleb Thomas, and now we see it going against Martinsburg.
Great crowd here at the field house. We've got a foul on the floor against Caleb Thomas. It's on LaClay Clark.
We've already had 8 fouls between the two teams, Spencer, with 3:36 to go in the first quarter.
Just over halfway through the first frame.
And I would say...
And into Max Anderson. He's got the ball blocked by Matthew Robbins, who's in the ballgame, but I believe it'll be a foul.
Yeah, I got him with the body, I think, but other than that, it was a pretty good block.
On Baker.
Actually, now we're at 10 fouls between the two teams. So I guess they might have missed one earlier when I looked on the scoreboard.
I saw what you saw, though, Nick. Max Anderson's free throw is up and no good.
And I think the quick, well, some of it's just been, poor travels and stuff like that, but kind of the quick fouls and a lot of the fouls have really slowed down the pace of the game, has led to this 9-4 score.
Second free throw's up, no good. Baker with the rebound, and that's not something you usually see. Max Anderson missing both his free throws. Chase Shipley now trying to set up the offense. Passes it over to Whitby. Whitby to Baker. Baker's going to drive the lane. He's going to step back for 3, and that one rolls in. Shazir Baker with the 3 makes it a 2-point ball game. Spring Mills up 9-7, 3:05 left in the first quarter. To Franklin now.
Baker's shown some abilities to knock down those threes.
DJ Bordley, who's come in the ball game, he passes that one to Caleb Robinson, and that's in. Makes it 11-7 here at the Fieldhouse. Down low to Baker. Baker's layup is up and good. Great pass there, Nick.
Yeah, excellent pass, but a really good cut, too, from Baker. Come flying in and get good positioning underneath.
Jalen Franklin with a deep three, and that's in. 14-9, scoring's picked up here. 2:25 left in the first quarter. Baker now. He's going to hand it off to Shipley. Shipley's going to get the screen. He's going to come just inside the three-point arc. Pop up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Robinson. Robinson now is going to get to the other side of the court. He's going to dribble, drive through the lane, pass it to Caleb Thomas. His shot rolls around and in. 16-9, Spring Mills with the lead. 1:58 left in this first quarter.
One thing I'd like to see, or I guess more so here, is we got a good amount of both teams' fans in the building, so both teams traveled well.
Achilles Whitby's shot is on the way, and it's through. 16-11 is the score now. Scoring is just really come in bunches here over the last minute and a half to 2 minutes. Robinson now has the ball pushed away, but now it's to Franklin. Another three from the same spot, and Jalen Franklin nails the triple. 19-11 is the score now.
Jalen Franklin can score. He just doesn't necessarily have to a whole lot of the time, and we're seeing his ability to shoot on these last two possessions. Martinsburg's got to go out and contest.
There'll be a foul on. They're going to say on the shot. I guess they will. No, they'll say it was before the. No, they'll say it's a shot.
I believe it's going to be on the floor. At least Martinsburg it seems to be lining up as it is.
Coming into the game for Shazier Baker is Caleb Linton. Talking to Coach earlier, he almost started Caleb Linton. So he's one of those guys that
coaches are confused about something here.
Yeah. And, looking down at Coach Samples, he seemed to be in the ref's ear a lot early tonight. And kind of Dave Rogers a lot of the time it just seems like he's sitting back letting the guys play. But there's a delay in action because coaches are in the ref's ear here at meeting at the center of the table. They now walk away back to their respective sides.
And Spring Mills already have 6 fouls in this quarter.
Now into Linton. Over to Shipley. Shipley gets a screen from Blackwood. He dribble drives to the lane, and that shot is blocked by Thomas. That goes into the Bulldog logo on the backing there to the wall. The mats against the wall. That was kind of like
SWAT.
That was kind of like last night we saw in the girls' game. But ball comes in, almost taken away by Robinson, but he grabs it as he's stepping out of bounds, Nick.
Yeah, Caleb Thomas, he is the best rim protector in the EPAC, and you see why with his ability to get up and block that shot. Now we're going to see Anderson check in, but he came in too early. I believe the official didn't single him in. Now he's allowed to check into the ball game.
Yeah, so Xavier Anderson, the younger brother of Max Anderson, checks in for Jalen Franklin. Kind of interesting there. Jalen Franklin's made 2 threes so far this evening.
Yeah, just get him a little rest before the end of the quarter. I don't expect it to be too long for Franklin.
Now under a minute left in this first quarter. Chase Shipley content to kind of let that clock run out. Gets a screen from Linton. He dribble drives through the lane and lays that one up. No good. Linton gets the ball back. His shot is blocked. Ball into the hands of Linton again, and he's blocked. That goes out of bounds. So it'll remain Martinsburg ball. 46.9 left in the first. Ball under the basket.
Well, Thomas now already has, 3 or 4 blocks?
Yeah, it's not surprising. That's all he does, really.
Well, not all
on Blackwood.
Does,
into the lane, his shot is up, no good. Getting the rebound, fighting for the rebound was Whitby, along with Xavier Anderson. Are they going to call a jump ball here? I believe jump ball goes to the Dogs. And it does. Inbounds it, now to Linton. Over to Blackwood. Blackwood now passes. Comes down low to Linton. He's going to dribble drive in off the top of the backboard. No good. Anderson fighting for the rebound.
Yeah,
they're going to call a travel.
Yeah, that's the right call. unless you're saying that Martinsburg maybe made some contact, but I didn't see too much contact there. It kind of looked like Anderson slipped on his own. So I think that was the right call by the officials.
Inbounds now to nobody. Caleb Thomas has it. He's going to go the other way now. Pass down low to Xavier Anderson. Then to Max Anderson gets it. His layup off the glass, no good. Linton fighting for the board. He gets it. Under 10 seconds now left in the quarter. Down to Robinson. Robinson's shot is no good, but he's fouled. 6.8 left in the quarter, and where we had kind of a scoring rampage, it's really slowed down here, Nick.
Yeah, and Martinsburg's, Linton, he's had to step up and secure those rebounds as of late. And it's tough down there, especially with guys like Caleb Thomas, and even though Max Anderson isn't the tallest player on the court, he will battle you for every single possession. So Linton's going to have to play a big role, I think, in this one to grab those rebounds.
Matthew Robinson at the line. His first shot is up and rolls in and out. Spring Mills on top, 19-11. Second shot is up and good, so Robinson goes 1 for 2, makes it 12-19. 4 and 3 and 2. Caleb Thomas with it. He's got to put up a shot, and he gets it away, and that's no good. Spring Mills, though, has a lead after one, 19-12. We'll be back after this 60-second break. You're tuned in to EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, back in 60.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here as we get you set for quarter two between Martinsburg and Spring Mills. Spring Mills on top, 19-12. Second quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Orsini's Home Store, not just appliance store any longer, at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsini's.com. Also by the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. Spencer Dupuy, Nick Verzolini, happy to have you with us. Cameramen this evening, John Arterson, Dylan Bishop. Back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin. A steal coming the other way now is Avion Blackwood. He lays that one up and in. 19-14 now, and going back the other way. Another fast break, this one for Bordley. He lays that one up and in. And Bordley says, you can do that. Blackwood, I can do it better.
Well, Blackwood's shot was a little bit more difficult, but yes, it was a good play by Bordley to not keep his head down after turning the ball over and getting a layup.
And that was Chip Shipley, but he lays that one up no good. Linton's shot is no good, rebounded by Spring Mills, going back the other way. And are they going to get the charge? And they do. Blackwood takes the charge. 21-14 is the score, 7:13 left. Another personal foul here.
Well, Avion Blackwood, I mean, if he gets the ball in his hands, it's like a ball shooting out of a cannon. I mean, he's just, boom, right down the court. Very difficult layup. He somehow finishes it. He's just a very impressive player to me. And then he goes back down the other way a few moments later and takes a charge. So a guy that's willing to do it on both ends of the floor.
Shipley now gets past the timeline. He's going to pass it over to Clark. Clark will step back for a shot, and that's good. 21-16.
Clark makes those tough shots, and he makes them look pretty easy.
Got a foul on Caleb Robinson, maybe?
Away from the ball.
Caleb
on Robinson, so.
Is it Martinsburg possession?
Yep.
Wow.
So. You get the basket and then the foul.
There's been 14 fouls already in this game, Nick.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting that this is 1-1 because I think it was a player control.
I don't know.
But
at the line is Robinson. Robinson 1 of 2 so far this evening.
I suppose if it was on the inbound, then that makes some sense.
His first shot is up and good.
It might have been going up for the rebound. That's why we see the 1-and-1 here.
Yeah.
Because if it was on after the change of possession, it would not have been, I don't believe.
Second shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Franklin, but he gets fouled by Robinson, who's just took the shots.
So Martinsburg gets a 3-point possession essentially there. So they'll take that on a 2-point jumper.
Now down just 4. Under 7 minutes left in the first half. Caleb Thomas takes it up, passes to Franklin. Franklin at the edge of the Bulldog logo. He'll dribble, drive through the lane. Puts that one up, no good. Max Anderson passes it back to Bordley. His shot from 3 takes an odd bounce and comes in, and now it's 24-17 Bordley with some more points tonight. Shot down low. Now Linton's shot is no good. Going back the other way is Thomas. Thomas going to take it the distance. He'll lay that one up and in. Caleb Thomas puts Spring Mills up 26-17, and with that, Coach Dave Rogers calls a timeout. We'll take a 30 with him. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 30.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Fieldhouse here, Spring Mills on top of Martinsburg in an EPAC clash, 26-17, 6:19 left in the first half. And Nick, it's really, Spring Mills has built the lead and really has kept it so far.
Yeah, and on that last possession, nobody stopped ball, which allowed Caleb Thomas to easily get to the basket. So good timeout by Coach Rogers here before this margin gets a little bit too out of hand.
Shipley now with it. Trying to set up the offense. He'll hand it over to Clark. Clark's going to find some time. He's going to shoot a jumper from the foul line. That one rims around and no good. Caleb Thomas with the rebound, and the ball's taken away by Linton. He's got it on. He's going to lay that one up, but he's blocked by Thomas, but that block turns into a foul, and Linton will go to the line.
If he would have got that swat without making a little bit of contact with his body, that would have been your rejection of the game. I mean, that was very impressive by Thomas to even stick with that play. I'm going to give credit to Linton, too, for a big man to get the ball there in open space and have the handles to control it and get it down the court is impressive. Got to come through from the line, though. Martinsburg struggling a little bit.
His first shot is up and no good. Second shot up there, and that one's through. 26-18 is the score, 5:48 now left in the quarter. Thomas now to Max Anderson, trap, and that's Robinson. He lays that one up, no good. Going to go back the other way now, and that one's just going to get floated out of bounds. Tried to get to Franklin, but that was a little too far in front of him, Nick.
They had him down the court open. Maybe didn't need to rush the pass because it was only one Martinsburg defender down there. You can see Steen in the game here, Jackson Steen.
He'll check in. Checking out.
I mean,
Robinson.
Their hope is that Steen can be a really good shooter for him. He started the year as a starter at times, but haven't seen him tonight at all, so we'll see if he can start to pick some things up and provide a spark for Martinsburg.
He'll take the ball. He'll fake the handoff to Blackwood. Now gets stuck in the corner. He passes it down to Linton, but it goes off the hands of Franklin, so it will remain Martinsburg possession. .5:10 left, an 8-point lead for Spring Mills. Steen inbounded to Steen. He'll hand it off to Shipley. Shipley trying to buy some time here. Passes it over to Blackwood. Blackwood now will dribble drive through the lane, spin around shot, and that is no good. Rebounded by Max Anderson. Max Anderson to Caleb Thomas, now to Franklin.
I mean,
Clark tried to get the foul there.
Based on the rule, that looked like it could have been a charge, but I don't know.
There was some elbow action there, too. I was waiting to call for the call of foul there.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised they did not call it, but especially in a game where we've seen 16 fouls called with 4:40 to go before halftime.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's more just because we've seen a lot of fouls called. That's why.
I mean, that's not an excuse not to call a foul.
No, I'm saying I was expecting the foul to be called because there's been a lot of fouls called.
I understand what you're saying now. I thought you were talking about the official.
I kind of hesitated because I thought they were going to call it. But the line for Martinsburg is LaClay Clark.
So he eventually earned it.
Yeah. First shot from Clark is up and straight through on the 1-and-1.
And it did go on Thomas instead of Franklin, which is huge because that's the third on Caleb Thomas.
And he checks out. Checking back in is Davis. Second shot is up and rims out no good, but under the basket is Blackwood, and his layup is up and good.
That's the second time now Martinsburg has found a way to make a three-point possession, whether it be due to a foul or they're an offensive rebound.
Full timeout by head coach Luke Samples. We'll take one with him. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 30 seconds.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Welcome back to the field house here at Martinsburg High School. 26-21 lead for Spring Mills. They will have possession.
And Martinsburg's 6 of 11 from the line. So those 5 misses the difference in the game right now.
Inbounded now goes down to Anderson. Now in the corner to Bordley. Down to Max Anderson. Back to Bordley. Ball kicked off or foot of LaQuay Clark. Almost pulled a Nick over here.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one to get off the tongue. LaQuay Clark.
Because that Q and C kind of like, so you got to give yourself a space in between.
And ball inbounded to Bordley. Bordley takes it down, and his shot's deflected by Steen. Going back the other way now is Clark. Clark with the step back three, and that one's through. LaQuay Clark puts the Dogs within 2 at 26-24. They're going to get the foul on Jackson Steen.
Well, Clark, I mean, he's a shooter. He can shoot with the best of them in the EPAC, and you get him going, especially tonight where Avion has been kind of a non-factor in the half court. At times I've looked down and I've just been like, where's Blackwood? Oh, he's just being face guarded by Max Anderson. Like, it's not that he's not out there, it's just he's being taken away throughout the game.
Jalen Franklin, excuse me. Put Caleb Robinson, Jalen Franklin's name together. That was Jalen Franklin at the line for 1-and-1. First one is up and no good. Rebounded by the Dogs.
Yeah, 1-and-1 opportunity missed there for Spring Mills.
Shipley takes it to the rack. That's no good. Linton trying to fight for the rebound, but it's Shipley with his own rebound. Now Steen from 3. That one's no good. Rebounded by Bordley, and he's fouled.
Steen got great rotation on it. It looked good. It just was a little bit off center there. Well, we're back to the line for 1-on-1. It's interesting that Spring Mills is not even trying to get these rebounds though on these 1-on-1s.
Yeah, that is very interesting. First shot is up and straight through.
Especially from a team that in the past has struggled to make free throws. It's been a thing that Coach Samples has always emphasized.
Second one is up and no good. Rebounded by Litton. He hands it off to Clark, now to Blackwood, who will handle the ball this time down the court. Going to get the screen. We've got another foul. Is this the foul fest or what, Nick?
I didn't see anything happen on that one. Maybe Anderson grabbed Shipley, but that's from our angle. I didn't see anything there really that looked like a foul.
I don't know. I mean, let them play, right? Let them play.
It is an EPAC rivalry.
First shot is up, and finally goes in for Shipley. That just took about 5 seconds to decide if I wanted to roll out or roll back in.
Shipley will take it. Gives him 4 points.
Second one is up and no good. Blackwood nearly gets the board, but Franklin has it. Now to Anderson. Anderson to Boardley. Boardley to Anderson. He'll dribble drive in. No good. Rebounded by Whitby, but they're fighting for the ball. Are they going to call a foul here?
Travel. He rolled over.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they would call it or not, but Max Anderson did roll over, so that's the right call by the official. But, I mean, Spencer, you look up and it's a 2-point game, right? And it doesn't really feel like it. It feels like Spring Mills has been in control all night.
And that's Blackwood to the rack. No good. Rebounded by Davis. Davis now to Franklin. 3 minutes left in the first half. He'll slow it down. He'll pass to Davis. Now back to Franklin. Over to Anderson. Anderson to Boardley from 3, and that's no good. Rebounded by Shipley. Down to Blackwood. Blackwood in the lane. He lays that one up off the glass and in. Tie ball game now. 27-27. 2:40 left in the first half. Boardley now to Davis from 3. That one's through. That tickles the twine from Davis once again. Spot up 3 from Davis. Makes it 30-27. Cards back on top. Shipley has it at the top of the key. He'll pass to Steen. Steen now deciding what to do with it. He now goes to Whitby. In the lane. And that was the shot up by Shipley, and that's no good.
Yeah, Boardley. He just came out of nowhere. I mean, this is a guy that we did not highlight. I was talking about Boardley with the block.
I was talking about who I misidentified the player.
Well, I mean, DJ
Boardley,
the sophomore we didn't know about until tonight.
I knew about him, Nick.
I haven't seen him do much in the games we've been at.
Into Whitby. Whitby to Shipley. Shipley getting direction from the bench from Coach Marcellus Basie. Into Steen. Now over to Whitby. Whitby to the rack, and he's fouled. They get the travel? They get the travel on that. That was a close one, Nick. But I guess he did move his feet there. So inbound to Max Anderson. 1:36 left in a 3-point game, in a 3-point lead. Another spot up 3 from Davis is no good. Rebounded by Boardley. He'll dribble drive the lane, and he's fouled. Score the field goal. He'll go to the line. DJ Boardley. Have a night so far.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to disrespect the guy, but I was just saying.
Have a night so far. He's had a good game.
No, but what I was saying earlier was that, you know, we talk about Thomas, we talk about Cheek, we talk about Anderson. Those are the sophomores that we've heard so much about. We've seen the last 2 years. Boardley was not a part of that group. I don't believe we saw him in that Greenbrier East game, or if we did, it was not very much. And then tonight, he's stepped up and been huge. He's been, you know, a great part, especially in the second quarter, of Spring Mills' success tonight.
He makes the and one attempt.
This team has a ton of talent and a ton of depth, apparently, that we just didn't really think about.
Shipley now at the top of the key. 33-27, a minute and 7 seconds left. Spring Mills on top. Martinsburg trying to score here to get it within 3, or within 4, I guess now. That was Shipley with the reverse layup, makes it 33-29.
Yeah, ends that 6-0 run, so needed that there from Chase Shipley.
45 and counting, and you figure they're probably going to hold it here for the final shot. I take that back. We got a foul.
Well, Chase Shipley is getting up. I mean, the foul wasn't on him, I don't believe, so that was a clean block. That's the second time he's
Foul was
gotten
on
up
Achilles Whitby.
and got a great block.
Franklin's first free throw is up and no good. He's now 0 for 2 on the night. Second one, and that's through. Under 40 seconds left in this first half. Avion Blackwood gets the screen from Whitby. Now over to Shipley. Shipley dribble drives the lane, and that layup is good. Makes it 34-31. Franklin with it down the court. He can't handle it. He's stuck in the corner. He's got to throw it all the way to Davis with 11 seconds. They're going to hold the last shot. Anderson fakes the three. Dribble drives the lane back to Davis. Davis now in the lane. His layup is up and good. 36-31. The final shot from Robinson, and that's no good. Off the mark. 36-31 at the end of the first half, Nick. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll break down this first half. We're tuning into West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine?
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com. If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
About seeking justice for you, go to WBJusticeLawyers.com. Nick, what's your initial thoughts on this first half?
I thought it was a pretty good first half for both teams. Free throw shooting's been an issue for Martinsburg. We highlighted that right before halftime. And Spring Mills has had a lot. I mean, fouls have obviously kind of been the story of the half. Nothing's really being let go out there, and these two teams need to make those adjustments here at halftime. Know that you can't be overly aggressive here tonight on both sides. And then I guess, Bordley has really stood out to me for Spring Mills and how he stepped up. And I thought that Chase Shipley down the stretch played really well to get this Martinsburg team, or keep Martinsburg right in the ball game when it looked like maybe Spring Mills had a chance to pull away.
And Nick, we'll get you some numbers on the first half. Start with Spring Mills.
Sure. Leading the way for the Cardinals, Caleb Thomas, I'll just go top to bottom here. Caleb Thomas has 6 points. Keyshawn Robinson with 4. Bordley with 9. 7 from Franklin and 10 from Austin Davis. He's their leading scorer. And then on the Martinsburg side of things, Avion Blackwood has 7. LaQuay Clark has 6. Shipley with 8. 5 from Shazier Baker, 2 from Robinson, 2 from Whitby, and 1 from Linton to make our score here at the half, 36-31, Spencer. So it's been a good first half of basketball between these two teams. See if it keeps up in the second half.
Yeah, one thing is Martinsburg's kept Max Anderson off the score sheet.
Definitely surprised about that, but, I mean, Anderson's defense has been felt with what he's been able to do on the other end, guarding Avion Blackwood. And when they're guarding each other, I mean, those are two of the best on-ball defenders, I think, in this conference.
All right, well, we will step aside for a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, you'll hear from Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. I know he's got at least one update from the Hedgesville Musselman game. Maybe you can track down a Jefferson update. We'll be back in 2 minutes. On the other side of that break, you'll hear Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. You're tuned in to EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
Welcome into the And One Halftime Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Mountaineer Pub, located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. At the half between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Spring Mills Cardinals. Spring Mills leads at the half 36-31 over Martinsburg. One other Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference game going on, that is Hedgesville against Musselman, and the score update from there at the end of the first quarter, it's Hedgesville up 15-2 over the Musselman Appleman, and that one going on right now as well. Unfortunately, unable to currently find a score update between the Jefferson Cougars against St. Maria Goretti, but once I get that, I'll have it during the post-game show. Let's quickly take a look at some NBA scores before we send it back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. At the half, the Trailblazers lead the Pacers 55-54. In the third quarter, the Bulls lead the 76ers 66-61. Knicks lead the Raptors 41-28 in the second quarter. Also in the second quarter, it's the Nets trailing the Pelicans 35-28. In the first quarter, the Hornets 14, the Bucks 6. Also in the first, it's the Thunder 7, Wizards 5, Spurs and Pistons 10-9. Spurs lead in the first quarter. Those are your scores in the NBA, as well as the one score that I got for you in the Eastern Panhandle. Let's now take another 2-minute break and send it back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, where it's Spring Mills 36, Martinsburg 31. You're tuned into West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. Now accepting new patients at all locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, Winchester, and at our newest office in Ranson. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here as time expires on the halftime clock. The buzzer getting ready to go off. Spring Mills up 31-36 over the Bulldogs. Nick, what do you expect to see in this half?
Well, I think, Spencer, just more of the same. Hopefully we get to see a little bit less fouls called. I think EPAC game, rivalry, let the players play, let them kind of determine the outcome. I mean, obviously make the appropriate calls when they're there, but I felt like a few of those were a little ticky-tack and not what you expect to see in an EPAC game where, these guys should be allowed to play physical at times.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Martinsburg gets the possession. Avion Blackwood has the ball. Third quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Avion Blackwood now going to dribble drive through the lane, mishandles the ball, and a double dribble there.
So you start with a turnover for Martinsburg, not what you wanted to see if you're the Bulldogs. You get the first possession, usually you have something drawn up, and it's your ball, but didn't execute.
Going back the other way now, Bordley's shot is no good. Rebounded and got forward. Shipley now has to go in the other way. Other third quarter sponsor on TV 10, Small Insurance, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive here in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-3361. A triple on the way from LaQuay Clark. Excuse me, that's no good. Going back the other way now is Caleb Robinson.
Yeah, Clark has that quick little release, but that time it just didn't really, might have been a little too quick. He didn't get any real rotation on the ball.
And a three on the way from Franklin, and that's through. Franklin now in the double digits with 10.
Man, they're not really contesting his threes, and like I said, Jalen Franklin can shoot it. So you got to get out there and guard him.
Shipley now has it. He will dribble drive to Clay Clark, His shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Caleb Thomas. Caleb Thomas down to Caleb Robinson. Robinson dribble drive through the lane. His shot, his reverse layup, no good, but Max Anderson gets it. Max Anderson's shot is no good. Rebounded there by Shazir Baker, who I felt like we didn't see a lot of him later in the first half. The call, foul there. It's going back the other way now. Anderson takes the charge.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talk about Max Anderson all the time and how he's able to do the little things that don't show up in the score book. He hasn't scored here tonight, but good defense there. He takes a charge, so just good positioning, good awareness, a very smart player, good leader. Does a lot of those little things.
Caleb Thomas now straight through the lane. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded there by Martinsburg. A three coming on the way. That's from Achilles Whitby, and that's good. He's got 5 points now on the evening. 39-34, 5:53 left in this quarter.
I like Whitby. I think he could be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. He's got a nice shot.
Bordley takes it through the lane, and he fouled.
Fouled before the shot there was Bordley, so Martinsburg finally gets some points here in the second half with the Whitby three, and they're still trailing by 5, but Davis surprised that he didn't start the second half with how well he played, but Bordley has given them a good spark too.
Down low to Anderson, and Anderson lays that one up off the glass and in for his first points of the evening. Makes it 41-34. Shipley now, he'll spin around and he'll lay that one up, and he's fouled.
Yeah, Shipley started to get it going toward the end of that second quarter. He now has 8 points. He's going back to the line. Martinsburg left a lot of points at the line in the first half, missing 5 free throws.
Shipley's first free throws
6 free throws
and good.
In the first half.
He's got 9. Bordley comes in for Franklin. Shipley's second shot is up and off the front of the iron, no good. Caleb Thomas gets the board. He throws that to Robinson. Robinson now is going to get it past the timeline. He passes to Anderson. Anderson now over to Thomas. Thomas is going to step back. He's going to dribble drive through the lane. Is this an off-ball foul?
No, another 5-second call going against Spring Mills. So it's the second one we've seen here tonight.
Once again, the whistles continue here into the second half. Shipley takes it up for the Dogs. Trying to set up the offense from head assistant coach Marcellus Basie. Basie calling out what things should go there. Shipley now moving around. He's going to take a three, and that's through. Chase Shipley now with 12 points in the contest to lead the Dogs. Caleb Thomas now. He's going to pass over to Bordley. Bordley now to Robinson. Robinson at the top of the key trying to set it up, get a screen from Davis. He gets that screen. He dribble drives to the lane. Ball's poked away by Blackwood. Got back, though, as Thomas, and Thomas is fouled.
Yeah, could have been trouble if Martinsburg picks that up because Avion Blackwood was ready to, run down the court. And if you can get the ball quickly out to him in transition, we know how good Avion is. But, unfortunately for Martinsburg, they couldn't pick it up. It's a 3-point game. Again, Martinsburg's just kind of hanging around throughout this one. Spring Mills has had the lead for the majority of it.
Foul on Chase Shipley. It'll be Spring Mills ball under the basket. Caleb Thomas into Franklin, that's Max Anderson. Now to Robinson. Robinson will spin the ball through the lane, and his layup is up and good. For Caleb Robinson, now up to 6 points at 3 coming on the way. That's good from McClay Clark. He's up to 9 points. Now just a 2-point ball game, 4:05 left in this third quarter, 43-41. Max Anderson will get it past the timeline. He'll dribble drive, Euro step, and now his layup is up, no good. Shazier Baker secures the rebound. Going back the other way now, Shipley will pass that one over to Clark, who takes another three, and that one's off the mark, no good. Baker with the rebound. He'll lay that one up, but it's blocked by Thomas. He gets the rebound. The ball is going out of bounds, and it will be a Martinsburg basketball last touched by Austin Davis.
Well, Whitby won that possession. He doesn't dive on the floor there to try to keep it alive for Martinsburg, even though he never really had control. That extra effort forced Spring Mills to have to get kind of back after it and knock the ball out of bounds. So great effort by Whitby.
Bulldogs have it now. Shipley with the possession. He passes that one over to Clark. Clark teardrop shot, and that one lays on the iron and then falls out. Caleb Thomas with the rebound, going back the other way now. And taking the charge,
Shazier
Baker
got in positioning for it. I thought Clark was fouled on his floater down here on the other end. Spring Mills fans unhappy with that call. I thought it was close. Baker did get into position for it, but I believe it's the fourth on Thomas, so that's huge. Yeah, it is the fourth.
Yeah, it is the fourth. He'll come out. No, yeah, he does come out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he has to with 3:17 in the third and only being one foul away from being out of the game completely.
Shipley now, that's Whitby's three, and that's through. Whitby now with 8 points. Bulldogs on top 44-43, back the other way. It's a foul.
The Dogs are heating up,
Whitby?
Spencer.
That's on Whitby.
That's 4 triples in this third quarter from Martinsburg.
That's all they've scored beside the free throw from Shipley.
And, I mean, they have good shooters. They didn't really shoot that great from the perimeter at times, but I mean, Whitby is talented. I like Clark's abilities, obviously, and Chase Shipley is starting to find his role in this team. So
Jalen Franklin's shot is up and good. He's up to 4 points.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a lot of fun now that Martinsburg's starting to get its young players some experience over these next couple of years. There's a lot of sophomores and juniors playing in this game here tonight.
Franklin up to 12, makes it a 45-44 lead for the Cards. Shipley now over to Whitby. Whitby back to Shipley. He tries to go down, and he's fouled by Jalen Franklin. So we'll go to the line. Shipley already with 12 tonight. Shot is up from Shipley, and that goes around and in. Up to 13 now. Bulldogs tie the game back up here. 2:49 left in the third.
Yeah, again, the only points not coming from three from Martinsburg have been Chase Shipley free throws in this third quarter.
That one is up and through. 46-45, Bulldogs lead. They force a turnover. Baker has it. He passes over to Blackwood. Blackwood's layup is up and good. Bulldogs take a 48-45 lead. 2:41 left in the corner. And that's a timeout taken by Spring Mills. We'll take one with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break. You're tuned into EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
Welcome back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. The Dogs are on top 48-45, and they were down 7 at halftime, Nick.
Yeah, and Martinsburg's been able to heat up from beyond the arc with the 4 threes, but then you see Avion Blackwood just get a tip in there. Ball finds Baker. He dishes Blackwood right back for the easy layup, and Martinsburg's now taking the lead at 48-45. I don't think Spring Mills thought they'd be in this situation necessarily again with the experience that Spring Mills has coming back, but no Keyshawn Cheek tonight has been huge, and Spring Mills is now trailing after really having control for the majority of the game.
Yeah, inbounded now to Anderson. 2:38 left in this third quarter, and Anderson gets tripped up by Baker. So another foul on Baker. That's it. Or excuse me, Shipley. That's his third foul of the evening. Robinson will inbound it faked it to Anderson, and he's got to inbound it now. He gets it into Davis. Now he ends it back to Robinson. Now over to Bordley.
Well, not only do
Bordley finds the lane, he lays that one up and no good off the glass. Robinson fights for the rebound, and he's fouled as he puts it back up. Nearly went in.
I was going to say before Bordley drove to the rim, not only do you not have Keyshawn Cheek tonight due to the technical and then getting the suspension due to those technicals, but you have two guys with 4 fouls that are a huge part of your team in Jalen Franklin and Caleb Thomas.
Caleb Robinson misses the first free throw there.
So Spring Mills has at least the final 2:20 of this third quarter probably without its three of its starters due to different things.
Second one no good, rebounded by Baker. 2:15 left in the third quarter. Martinsburg remains on top, 48-45. LaQuay Clark gets fouled on the floor right before he took the shot. DJ Bordley's first foul of the evening. He has yet to score this half, Nick.
Yeah, and now he's having to come out of the game. Was pointing at his leg, so Bordley's coming out. You were trying to rely on him and Xavier Anderson to play some big minutes for you. Now you're going to go deeper into the bench. I believe that's Eden. Yeah, Alex Eden's going to check in. So, I mean, a guy that is a junior, he's experienced in that sense, but doesn't have a ton of a varsity experience out there. And Spring Mills is really shorthanded now.
Baker into Whippy, now over to Shipley. Shipley now is going to take the ball out a little bit, set up the offense. He's going to get a screen from Whitby. Spins around, his layup is up, no good. Whitby with the board. Back to Baker now. Baker has got to pass it. He's going to pass it to Whitby. Now back to Baker again. He's going to take a three, and that one's off the mark, no good. Blackwood and Anderson fall to the ground fighting for the rebound, but it's Whitby with the board.
A great hustle there by Whitby to track down that rebound, keep this possession alive for Martinsburg. Now they can kind of slow things down and get into their offense.
And hand it off to Shipley, and Shipley's going to get fouled. He went up for the basket.
You just got to be careful there. Almost kind of clapped in the direction of Robinson. You don't want to pick up a technical.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up a tech here because you never know. They've been blowing the whistles early tonight. And another player coming off the bench, it appears, for the Cardinals. That's Logan Bush.
Yeah, guys that
he'll come off and check in after the first free throw.
Play big roles on the JV squad, and just haven't seen a lot of them on varsity. But we have two guys and 4 fouls for the Cardinals.
Shipley's free throw falls out.
And not only that, but you're missing Keyshawn Cheek tonight, so
Robinson
just picked up his 4th.
Yeah, so that's why Logan Bush comes in. Not in a good situation.
It's 3 guys now if you're Spring Mills. And
Chase Shipley's second one is good, 49-45, 123 left in the quarter. Ball in, and Avion Blackwood pushes that one out with his hand, so just wasting a possession here.
And I'm not sure how long Coach Samples can keep them on the bench. I mean, you're hoping until at least the 4th quarter you can keep it close, and then probably have to bring on at least 1 or 2.
And out of bounds has Whit Davis with the ball, so it'll be Martinsburg basketball, 49-45 here, as 1:17 left in the third quarter. Shipley now gets across the timeline, trying to set up the offense.
Martinsburg's got to take advantage of this.
They really do. They haven't scored much, but 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Shipley now over to Whippy, down low to Baker. Baker back to Whippy. His shot's off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Max Anderson. Max Anderson is double teamed, ball taken away. Ball thrown away, and it's going to go out of bounds. No, it's going to be kept in by Davis, but Davis has tried to pass it down the court to Xavier Anderson, but that one out of bounds off the Bulldogs. As another player checking in a 13, which
we don't have on the roster.
We don't have on the roster.
I think Martinsburg might want to think about a timeout. I mean, I know there's only 48 seconds until the fourth quarter, but the ball's been on this end of the floor, and I don't think they've gotten any points in the last, minute.
Down to Bush, now to Davis. Seems like a JV game right now. 13, we don't have the number, was not on the roster we were given. Davis now, to Bush, now to Davis, he'll take a three, and that's no good. That ball will go out of bounds, it'll be Martinsburg possession. So 22.6 left in this quarter. Martinsburg on top 49-45, they'll wait for the last shot here. Ten, 15 seconds, now 13, 12, 11, 10, in now over, that's Shipley. Shipley gets fouled. Well, Shipley travels.
Yeah, I thought earlier he might have got away with one where he kind of gets into the lane and shuffles his feet a little bit. They called it at that time.
Now into Davis. Davis with 3 and 2 and 1, and he's not going to be able to get a shot off. Well, there's 0.6 seconds left, and I think they'll give it to Spring Mills.
Let's see here. 0.6 is enough time to get a shot off, but it's got to be as soon as you catch it.
Davis into Anderson from 3. That's off the mark. No good. 49-45 is the score after 3. We'll take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll have the start of the fourth quarter. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 60.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Spencer Dupuy joined alongside Nick Berzolini. Happy to have you with us. Cameraman this evening, John Alderton, Dylan Bishop, Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. At halftime at the other EPAC game, Hedgesville has a 24-11 lead over Musselman at the half. This one, Martinsburg up 49-45, headed here into the fourth, which is brought to you on TV 10 by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons, also by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
So Spring Mills is going to trust its 3 players that have the 4 fouls to play to start this fourth quarter.
Caleb Thomas has it. He has a fadeaway shot, and that's good. 49-47. He's now up to 8. Max Anderson gets the rebound on that shot. Over to Caleb Thomas. Now to Jalen Franklin. He'll take it in, and he'll lay that one up. And in, a 4-0 run to start the quarter and tie the ball game. Ball out of bounds. It's going to stick with Martin. Whoa. That was a change of a call there. Referee pointed towards Martinsburg and then said, oh, nope, the other way. Psych. So it'll be Spring Mills basketball now, Nick.
Yeah, Coach Rogers was not happy with that call, and I think it's the right decision here by Coach Samples to trust his guys here down the stretch.
Caleb Robinson takes it through the lane. That's no good. Shipley now. Over to Blackwood. Blackwood dribble drives in, off the backboard and in. Blackwood now into double digits with 11. 51-49, Bulldogs back on top. Caleb Thomas dribble drives through the lane. His layup is off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Whitby. Now over to Shipley to Blackwood. Blackwood thought about the three. Now over to Shipley from three. That's off the mark, no good. But getting the rebound there was Whitby. That shot is blocked by Thomas. Now over to Davis. Davis to Robinson. Now to Franklin. Wide open. Thomas down low, and he lays that one up and in. Caleb Thomas now up to double digits with 10. And Spring Mills calls a timeout. We'll take one with him. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, and we've got an all-time classic EPAC matchup here between Spring Mills and Martinsburg, tied up at 51, 6:34 remaining in the contest. Nick, this could be an all-time classic here.
I mean, it's Martinsburg, Spring Mills. These teams over the last 2 years now, it's the beginning of a rivalry. And like I said earlier, most of these guys are underclassmen. So put your seatbelt on, Spencer, and get ready to watch not only a great game for the remainder 6:30 here tonight, but for the next couple of years. We got great players playing in a big game.
Martinsburg now has it. That's Shipley. Shipley chooses to dribble drive in the lane, off the board, a backboard, no good. Rebounded by Franklin. Franklin out to Thomas. Thomas getting squeezed. Now over to Davis. Davis thought about the three, decides not to take it. Now over to Franklin. Franklin out of Thomas at the top of the key. He'll dribble drive through the lane. And his shot rolls around and no good. But he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Well, Caleb Thomas has come out to begin this fourth quarter with an extra fire. Seem to be lit under him. You know, he's got 4 fouls. He's playing with 4 fouls. He blocks a shot. He probably has 6-7 blocks tonight. And in this fourth quarter, he's already got 4 points, and he's looking to add here.
He missed the first free throw there.
But they need him. I mean, he is no Keyshawn Cheek. I mean, he's the point guard despite his height. And he's obviously a huge shot blocker, so you need his presence.
Second one is up and no good. Whitby with the board.
That hurts. 2 misses from the line.
Under 6 left in the contest. Blackwood now at the top of the key. Trying to set up the offense. Passes to Whitby. Back to Blackwood. Excuse me. Blackwood now has the ball out of his hands and out of play.
Max Anderson, excellent defense. Denied where Avion wanted to go, forced him to dribble off his foot and turn it over. And, I mean, we talked to Coach Rogers before the game. He said how Avion only had 2 turnovers the entire game against Jefferson, so it's a rare thing to see him turn the ball over, but Max Anderson forced one there.
Tie ball game, 51-51, 5:30 left in the contest, and that's a foul on Robinson.
I think it's going to go on Shipley.
It's 1-1.
And that is the 4th on Chase Shipley. So
I thought it was on 12. Student section for Spring Mills is all riled up over there in the corner. Great shot by John Alderton on the TV10 camera. At the end of the third quarter, Hedgesville on top of Musselman, 42-23. Shot up for the 1-and-1 there by Robinson is good.
Caleb Robinson.
Spring Mills takes the lead here, 52-51. He will look to extend the lead here.
He seems to always come through when Spring Mills needs some big plays.
And he extends the lead to 53-51. 5:30 left in the contest. The contest Spring Mills is playing without Keyshawn Cheek, who's on a suspension after getting double technicals, or 2 technicals in their last contest, as he's got to sit out 2 games. Down low now to Shipley. Shipley now to Robinson. Robinson over to Clark from the foul line, and that's through. Tie ball game, LeClay Clark. Now with 11 points in the double digits. Jackson Steen getting ready to check in for the Dogs. Max Anderson all the way down. He'll pass over to Robinson. Robinson fakes dribble, drives through the lane, and his shot is up and through.
Caleb Robinson down the stretch, Spencer. I just mentioned it.
Yeah,
he comes through for big moments, and there he is with another one.
55-53, 4:40 left in the contest. Here, chance of defense in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse when Martinsburg has possession of the basketball.
Doesn't feel like the Martinsburg Fieldhouse right now.
Not feel like it. Shipley has it now. He tries to teardrop that shot in, no good. Rebounded by Robinson. Robinson out of Thomas to Anderson. Then down low to Robinson, and Robinson scored the last 6 points for the Cardinals, and Coach Rogers calls the timeout, and we'll take one with him. Colin, let me know how many more timeouts I got to take after this 30-second break. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Let's go Cardinals. Chance reigning here in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse.
I didn't think we'd be hearing those tonight as much. I mean, the Cardinal fans, give credit to them, and we talked about it too. Like, Spring Mills is a school that's trying to build a fan base because, like, it's a young school, so they don't have a ton of alumni. But here tonight, the students for Spring Mills have packed the Martinsburg Fieldhouse and are trying to turn it into the Cardinal Coliseum.
And they're louder than the Bulldogs fans tonight. 4-point advantage for the Cardinals here. Under 4 minutes left in the contest. Steen has entered. He has possession of the basketball. Now over to Braden Mott, who also checks in. Down low, over to Mott. Now at the top of the key is Blackwood with 3:35 and counting left. Steen. Now to Whippy. Whippy to Robinson, who fakes it. Now pass over to Whippy, and his shot is good, makes it a 2-point ball game. Thomas now has it. Thomas over to Anderson, fakes the three, and he travels.
Yeah, I mean, they've been calling that move all night, a travel, so it's really hurt.
Both student sections now amping it up here in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. 2-point ball game. The Bulldogs down 57-55 with possession. Blackwood now to Robinson. Robinson takes a jumper. That's no good. Max Anderson with the board. And a shot from Davis, and that's good. Is it a 3 or 2? It's a 3. A 60-55 lead. 13th point of the night for Austin Davis, and yet another timeout. Nick, we'll keep it here on this one. 60-55. Martinsburg stormed back. They were down at halftime. They took advantage in the third quarter. Now Spring Mills has made the comeback, and they have a 5-point lead, 60-55.
Well, never question if Austin Davis took the shot, if it's a 2 or a 3, because all he does is make triples, and especially when you need them. Down to now give Spring Mills a 5-point advantage here with 2:41 to go. We'll see what Martinsburg has left in them if they can close things out, but the intensity has picked up in this building, and it is It feels like a Spring Mills home game, and now even the cheerleaders are going.
Well, now it feels like a Martinsburg home game because what the Spring Mills cheerleader did, the Martinsburg cheerleader just like 10 up them.
It's true, and I like it. And I mean, hey, Coach Samples, you wanted home court advantage a year ago. Well, now you know it doesn't matter if you're at Martinsburg or at Spring Mills. You can come in and try to take over the field house if you want. Because the students are into this team now because they believe in Spring Mills. And I like to see it. I like both teams going at it. I like the cheerleaders going at it. That's what it should be in EPAC basketball, Spencer.
This is what we have. We got a classic in the Martinsburg field house. Spring Mills on top, 60-55. Avion Black with the possession for the Bulldogs. Now over to Clark from three, and that's through. LeClay Clark nails it. He's got 8 this half, 14 overall. 60-58 now. Score 2:24 left. Anderson gets fouled by Blackwood.
You know, it's even better than all that other stuff going on around the game when players make shots like that. LeClay Clark, big moment. His team's down 5, and he just drains one right in the face of a defender.
This is an intense ending to this basketball game.
Max Anderson is 0 for 2 tonight.
Make that 0 for 3. Now Martinsburg with possession. That's Chase Shipley trying to get the offense set up over to LeClay Clark with the pink shoes. Now to Whippy with the green shoes. Now another 3 from LeClay Clark. And oh my God, he made it. Back-to-back 3 for LeClay Clark. Martinsburg takes the lead, 61-60. Under 2 to go, Nick. Wow, LeClay Clark said, what am I going to do? I'm going to hit back-to-back 3s, and we're going to take the lead.
I mean, you leave that kid open, you give him time, it's a pretty shot. And LeClay Clark knocks down another one. It's just been huge from him down the stretch. Give Martinsburg the lead at 61-60.
He's got 18 points and 3 threes this half.
He can shoot. He's a shooter. Somebody's got to get out and guard that young man.
And Nick, obviously,
Coach Byler's down there. Is he getting into the student section?
I think he's trying to make sure they don't do anything they shouldn't be doing.
Fair enough.
But we've got 1:59 left in the ballgame. Martinsburg now on top. What are you doing here for Spring Mills?
I mean, it's a 1-point game, so you can do plenty of different things with 1:59 to go to execute offensively. It's a good timeout by Coach Samples. I think you just kind of are trying to look for the best shot available. You can still go to the line. So, I mean, it's only a 1-point game. You got plenty of time here. Don't rush anything as big because with Martinsburg leading by 1, they'll turn into keep away because there's no shot clock. But you also don't necessarily need to take it all the way down if you're Spring Mills. There's plenty of time left in this game. And you already have Martinsburg at 9 fouls. So you have 2 fouls to give if you're the Cardinals.
Into Caleb Thomas.
But they don't have a lot of guys that can give those if you get into that situation.
Under 2 to go now into Franklin. Franklin's shot is good. Jalen Franklin once again adding another shot, 62-61. The Cards go back up under 1:45 left.
I like that. Just a simple layup underneath for a guy that's got a pretty good size advantage down low in Franklin.
Now over to Whitby. Whitby inside to Blackwood. Now back to Clark from 3, and that one's off the mark. No good. Rebounded by Austin Davis. Austin Davis back to Anderson. Anderson nearly has the ball taken away over to Thomas. Cardinals with a 1-point lead. Davis now over to Thomas. And they're not going to get the charge, are they?
No, and that would have found Caleb Thomas out, so that would have been really tough. That's now the 10th. So you're shooting 2 if you're Spring Mills. And, I mean, Clark with the heat check just a moment ago. Had an open look for it. The way he's been shooting the ball, you don't ever get mad about that shot.
Thomas, that one will roll around and in. Makes it 63-61, 1:14 left in the contest.
Yeah, so, I mean, Robinson, good decision there to try to get the charge, potentially foul out Caleb Thomas.
Second shot is no good. It's only a 2-point lead for the Cardinals. Going back the other way now to Shipley. Shipley setting up the offense. Gets a screen from Whitby. Gets another screen from Linton, and Linton's off-ball foul. And it's on Linton.
That hurt because it really didn't have much to do with the play in terms of what was developing with Shipley and Clark in the corner, and they might have got another Clark triple, but instead they get that off-ball foul. And I mean, right now, this is the moment where Chase Shipley and LaQuay Clark need to take over for Martinsburg, because Avion Blackwood's just been denied the whole game. Unless it's a fast break, they're probably not going to be able to get it to him.
We're under a minute left in the contest. Spring Mills up by 2, and they're content to hold the ball here. Thomas has it now, being pressured by Whitby. They got to foul him.
You got to get up or force a turnover
under
here.
Under 45 now. They could just win the game, and they got the foul there. Whitby fouls Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try to at least force the 5 seconds, or at least force the ball out of Robinson's hands. But he's one of the veterans on this team. You know, he's a senior, so smart with the basketball and able to draw the foul.
Frank Robinson's free throw is up.
Just call him Frank Robinson?
I called him Caleb. You got 2 Calebs spelled differently. Okay. I called him Caleb Thomas, and then the four, I accidentally called him Franklin. We're all over the place here.
Why you called him Frank Robinson?
I was also looking at Jalen Franklin when I said his name.
Fair enough. Frank Robinson Thomas. Frank Thomas. Baseball on the mind for Spencer. Earlier I thought you were going to say first pitch.
So I almost did.
So you're just in baseball mode.
It's early for that.
Depending on how you look at it.
All right. Coach Samples is not happy with what was just called.
I don't know what he's unhappy.
And I don't know, because they're at the line. Maybe he wanted a lane by? I don't know. Second shot is up and good. Makes it 65-61.
What's Robinson? He's got to wait till he's singled in. I guess he was. Just the other official wasn't aware of it.
Inbound it now to Blackwood. Under 40 seconds left. Deficit is 4. Blackwood's got to go. He gets fouled by Anderson on the floor. That's Max Anderson's.
I think they just teed up Avion. He threw the ball right at Caleb Thomas.
But he's still out of the game.
I don't know. Did they call the foul on Thomas?
Now the referee's got to take over.
Yeah, that's on Max Anderson, because Thomas got a clean block, and Avion got blocked. I don't know if something was said, but I think Avion just threw the ball at him, and that's rare. I mean, you don't see Avion Blackwood get flustered like that, and you can't have that here down the stretch.
Well, so they did not call it on Anderson?
No, the foul was called on Anderson, but then after the play, Avion Blackwood threw the ball in the face of Caleb Thomas, which I believe led to a technical foul on Avion Blackwood, and that means we'll shoot the technicals first, and then we'll come back and shoot the free throws for the original foul.
Oh, I had my foul one. I thought Max Anderson was going to foul out. That was my fault.
Right, yeah. Anderson was, that's only his second.
Yes, that was on me.
So they're going to let Robinson shoot these.
Robinson.
Which seems to be a good call. I mean, he's 4 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's 4 for 4. Or no, he's 4 for 6.
Yeah, I must have just seen.
And that first one is on the way, and it's no good. 65-61, a technical coming. These are the 2 foul shots from the technical. Make it a 6-point game. Or now a 5-point game. It was a 4-point game. It's a 5-point game now. 66-61. The second one coming. And now they're trying to sort everything out.
Right, because we still have the 2 free throws we have to shoot for Martinsburg, because there was still a foul on the shot. But Davis is standing at the line.
Was it 2 technicals?
It's possible. I couldn't hear over the loudspeaker exactly what the call was.
I am really confused what is going on here. Because Coach Samples is out there now. He bends down to his knees. Coach Rogers is getting told what's going on here. It's a 5-point game, 66-61, under 35 seconds left.
Martinsburg should still get its free throws for the original foul. Now, when do those occur? It should be after the technical, I believe. It is 2 shots in the ball, though, but does the original foul shouldn't just go away?
I don't know. That possession just seemed null and void at this point.
Maybe high school rules are different, but I thought that Martinsburg would still get its free throws. That
Anderson inbounds the ball. Ball's taken away. Got a Clark from 3. That was off the mark. No good.
Yeah, I think he just lost his legs here toward the end. A lot of those shots were short.
Matt Robinson gets the foul there. Matt Robinson going to the free, or excuse me, that's Max Anderson. Other Max. Max Anderson's first shot is up, and it's no good. Second shot. Having a problem with our camera on TV 10, excuse us here. Second shot is up and it's through. 67-61. And a 3 coming, and that's no good. And another 3 from McQuay Clark, that's no good. 18 seconds and counting left.
Robinson getting it into Whitby. Whitby's shot at the buzzer's in and out, no good. Rebounded by Austin Davis. Had a 6-point game at 67-61. And Spring Mills coming to its feet as it knows that this one's pretty much all but over.
Yeah, Coach Samples is getting the student section hype.
Well, they've never won in this building, and in 7 seconds, they're going to do that.
At the line now is Austin Davis.
Spring Mills student section chanting our house, and it certainly feels that way.
And Davis nails that one, 68-61.
Well, I mean, what a job by the Cardinals.
That one's through as well, 69-61, what was once a a tied ball game. Now Blackwood the other way, and he lays that one up and in. Too little, too late, though. Final here, 69-63. Spring Mills wins for the first time in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. And we're going to wait for Dylan Bishop, hopefully, to catch up down there with head coach Luke Samples.
Yeah, it will be a fired-up Coach Samples, I'm sure. But a few things that stick out to me initially, Spencer. 1, no Keyshawn Cheek, okay? 2, you have Caleb Robinson, Caleb Thomas, and Jalen Franklin all with 4 fouls entering the fourth quarter, and none of them foul out. And with that, you had young guys step up and finish the game and play great defense and just play really well. I think that down is a signature win for Spring Mills
Dylan
tonight.
Bishop with Coach Samples.
All right, down here on the court, Coach Sample. Coach, Martinsburg kept it close all the way through, but you guys were able to pull out this win on the road here. How'd your team get it done?
We guarded, man. In the first half, we just fouled too much. It's hard to make history, man. It's the first time we ever won here. And I told my guys the whole fourth quarter, man, my guys guarded. They all had 4 fouls. Everybody guarded without fouling. We have to make free throws, but, against that team's a good team. It's like I said before, but we guarded, man. We went back to our half-court defense and just guarded and didn't foul.
And obviously you had a big-time group of students and fans for your school come out here tonight. What did that mean to have almost a home court advantage of your own here out in a road game?
Yeah, man, I'm getting emotional. 4 years ago, this is what I dreamed of. And, going to Martinsburg, and we have the home court advantage. We're here. We built the culture, man. We built the family. I'm so proud of those guys. Seniors stepped up. Sophomores stepped up. I couldn't be more proud.
All right, finally, what do you want your team to take away from this game for the rest of the season?
Can we please make free throws, man? Can we please make free throws? We'll be fine if we make free throws.
All right, Coach Sable, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Dylan, and an emotional Coach Samples down there. And first win here at the Fieldhouse for something that they've never been able to do in their 10-year school history. What an accomplishment. We'll step aside for a 1-minute break or 2-minute break. We come back, we'll have the Palace Lounge postgame show. You're tuned in to EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR on TV 10 back in 2 minutes.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Now it's time for the postgame show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edward Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Spencer Dupuy joined alongside Nick Verzolini. Happy to have you with us. Cameramen this evening, Dylan Bishop, who you heard down there with Coach Samples after a great win, the first win ever for Spring Mills in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, and other cameraman John Alderton. Apologies for those camera technical difficulties we had at the very end. But Nick, classic ball game tonight, a 69-63 win for Spring Mills.
Yeah, very impressive win for the Cardinals. With all the factors heading into this game, no Keyshawn Cheek was the first thing, and then during the course of the game, like Coach Sample said, you had too many fouls throughout, which caused a lot of your big-time players, guys that get a lot of minutes for you, and Thomas, Robinson, and Franklin to be in foul trouble. So it was a complete team win tonight. Even though guys didn't necessarily even show up in the box score in terms of the points, guys like Xavier Anderson had to play a role. Eden got some minutes out there. Bordley kept them in it with his 9 points in the first half. Unfortunately, he went down with an injury, but hopefully he's okay. And then, Logan Bush gets a few minutes in there. So those guys were just able to keep it close. So then in the fourth quarter, when you needed or you were able to go back to your star players, and then none of those guys foul out. So talk about their discipline. Very impressive win for Spring Mills. I know it's not your typical Martinsburg team, but this one meant more because it's Martinsburg. Anytime you have the Bulldog jersey going up against you, it's a big win. And to get it in this building for the first time and kind of bring your student section and everything like that, it was a lot of fun tonight, and that's how EPAC basketball should be, and hopefully that's how these atmospheres will be the rest of the year, whether it be Friday night games or Tuesday night games. I mean, I want to see people out and supporting these teams because we have a lot of great talent in this area.
Yeah, and I think you'll see a lot more fans overall. I mean, we're a couple years out of COVID now, and, we've seen it across the country, whether it's in professional sports or concerts. Things were just down, and now they're starting to rise back up, and now you're seeing the crowds that everybody expected to see at big EPAC games. With 69-63, the final, Spring Mills now improves to, is it 8-1 or 7-1? I think it is 7-1 now. I had them, for some reason, I thought they were 8-1, but they're 7-1 now, 1-0 in the EPAC. They'll be back in action Tuesday when at the Cardinal Coliseum when they take on Washington. Martinsburg now falls to 3-5. The 0-2 in the EPAC, though, that's the big thing. And they'll take on Hampshire in Romney on Tuesday, and they'll be back for EPAC action Friday at Hedgesville next week, which we'll be there for. But when you look
talk about a way to start your EPAC play.
Yeah.
Jefferson, Spring Mills, Hedgesville. That's tough.
First three.
I mean, there's no easy game in the EPAC, but
first three right out the gate.
Right out the gate, you got to play those three.
But, Nick, we'll get into some game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South and Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. Unofficial stats tonight.
Yeah, leading the way, it looked like for Martinsburg was LeClay Clark. He had a real good game of about 18 points. And then leading the way for Spring Mills, I believe was Caleb Robinson. That's who I had. Or down the stretch, at least, he was really good in that fourth quarter. So I didn't really get a chance to tally up my numbers since I was trying to help you and fix the equipment there. But Robinson had close to 10 points tonight. It's a good game for him.
Yeah, great game for him. Overall, this in the EPAC, this means a lot. Martinsburg falling to 0-2 in the EPAC early on.
I think it's surprising. By the way, 14 for Robinson, so he led the way there. And it's surprising because, you're not used to seeing Martinsburg be 0-2.
I think Franklin had 16.
Okay.
That clutch three to start the second half. He had 7 coming in, 2 free throws, 2 jump shots as well. So that's 16 points for him. And 10 or 11 for Caleb Robinson. Can't quite read my handwriting here that I have. But overall, it's a good night. And now we'll move on to the awards section of the broadcast. The moment of the game, Nick, brought to you by Chris Ross and Milestone Real Estate Group. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com.
My moment of the game is going to go to Austin Davis for that three-pointer that he hit in the fourth quarter. I believe it put Spring Mills up 6 at that point. So, that three really is when it felt like things were pretty much all but over for Martinsburg, and the crowd was going crazy. And it was a great moment, and Austin Davis stepping up to hit that three. So I'm going to go with him.
All right, now for the rejection of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, family-owned, offering superior customer service with great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit the Cody's Auto Body Facebook page.
No surprise here who receives the rejection of the game. It just kind of depends on which one you're going to choose. And I'm going to go with Caleb Thomas's block on Avion Blackwood in the first quarter. That one really stood out to me as a great block and a great play by him. So
as the Cardinals make their way out of the visiting locker room and get ready to get back on the bus here, some Spring Mills fans out there to greet them. John Alderton with a great shot on the TV 10 camera. We'll move on to the most important award of the night, the Player of the Game, brought to you by Kelly's Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. Who's your Player of the Game, Nick?
Well, this is tough because there wasn't just one player that just really stood out, and I kind of want to give it to the three seniors themselves because they have been a part of the losses to Martinsburg, the bad losses, before this team really got to that level. But I'm going to pick one in particular. I'm going to go with Jalen Franklin. I thought that throughout the 4 quarters he was really consistent. Like you said, he led the way in scoring. So to see him step up and have the game he had was really cool. But I think those seniors that have been a part of it, Robinson, Davis, and Franklin, they know how much this win means. And it's extra special for them here tonight. But Franklin in particular leading the way in scoring, especially when you don't have Keyshawn Cheek and you see guys step up like that. It's cool to get a win against Martinsburg. So really impressive performance by everybody on the Spring Mills side, but if I had to choose one guy in particular, I'm going to go with Franklin.
That's a good choice there, Nick. We got, it's a Friday, so we're in no games tomorrow, obviously, but we're going to take a look at next week's games that we'll have for you on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. It all begins Tuesday. More EPAC action. Musselman travels to Jefferson for a key battle there. Then on Thursday, over to girls basketball. Hedgesville is right here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse to take on the Lady Bulldogs. Then on Friday, Martinsburg travels to Hedgesville. That's another key EPAC matchup. And Martinsburg doesn't want to start EPAC play 0-3.
Definitely not, but it won't be easy going up against the Eagles. I mean, they've been tough all year.
That they are. With that being said, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. That'll do it for, or 1-minute break. That'll do it for us here. Once again, Spring Mills knocks off Martinsburg for the first time at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, 69-63. They're 7-1 on the season and 1-0 to start EPAC play. For cameramen tonight, John Alderton, Dylan Bishop. My color man, Nick Verzolini. I'm Spencer Puig saying so long you hear from Colin McLaughlin. After this 1-minute break, have a great rest of your night, everyone.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Welcome into the And One post-game scoreboard show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by the Farmer and Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to FMIWV.com. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Final score from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse: Spring Mills 69, Martinsburg 63. For the first time in school history, Spring Mills boys basketball gets the win at
Martinsburg High School. Congratulations to them. And for those watching on TV 10 or on WRNR TV on YouTube, you could clearly see how much it not only meant to the program, but to the school as a whole, with fans, classmates, cheerleaders, family members, friends from the Spring Mills community sticking around outside, waiting outside that locker room for Spring Mills to come out of it and celebrate with them. So again, congratulations to Spring Mills getting the 69-63 hard-fought win against Martinsburg. As we take a look around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference now, we also got a final. Hedgesville 50, Musselman 29 is the final score from that one. So Hedgesville continues to roll 2 in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Unfortunately, still no final score for you from Jefferson as they're taking on St. Maria Goretti out of Hagerstown. So while I wait to see if maybe somebody can send that to me, I'll get into some NBA scores for you before we wrap things up here on the Postgame Scoreboard Show. Start of the fourth quarter now for the Knicks and the Raptors. The Knicks up by 3, 81-78. The Pelicans just took the lead against the Nets in the third. 83-80 is the score in that one. The Hornets blowing out the Bucks in the third, 90-64. Wow, an 84-point first half for the Hornets. What a game they're having on the road against Milwaukee. The Washington Wizards down by 20 right now on the road to the Thunder, who have just exploded this week. 71-51 the score. OKC over our Washington Wizards. Spurs and the Pistons in a tight one in the third. The Pistons lead 59-58. And the Timberwolves lead the Clippers in the first 15-11. The Cavs lead the Nuggets 16-14 in the first. And tipping off at 10 p.m. tonight, it's the Heat and Suns, Hawks and Lakers. And then 2 final scores from earlier today in the NBA. The Pacers get a 108-99 win against Portland. And the Bulls beat the 76ers 126-12. Those are your final scores in the NBA, and that will wrap things up here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 for this one between Spring Mills and Martinsburg. Make sure to tune in tomorrow evening on Talk Radio WRNR. We'll have some NFL football for you as it's Week 18 in the National Football League. Again, final score, Spring Mills 69, Martinsburg 63. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.